Hi everyone, welcome back to yet another presentation from Electronics India. In this tutorial we'll look into a Bluetooth control robotic vehicle. So basically this is our robotic vehicle which is Bluetooth controlled. But before we go into the electronics part, I'll like to show you the mechanical aspect of this robotic platform. So if you have watched our previous video, you may have noticed few changes that we have done here. So if you remember earlier, we used to use those U clamp for this motors, but instead now we are using just a L clamp. So I have this two motors which is 60 rpm motors, 12 volt, and these are large track wheels, and you can see how easy it is to mount those motors. Basically you just take a large robotic chassis platform like this, then what you do is you put this L clamp and screw it with 3 nuts or 2 nuts, whatever you want. So you secure these 4 L-shaped clips to this chassis, and then you can just insert your motor and tight this screw. Similarly you insert the motor and tight this screw here. And instead of using 4 motors, we are using just 2 motors and 2 dead axles. So similarly, like motors, you insert the dead axle and tight this screw, and then put the tire and tight the screw of the tire. So like within 15 minutes to half an hour you can easily do all this wiring, screws and all those things. Now going into the electronics part, you can see here we have used a L298 motor driver board. So this is our L298 motor driver board. So basically from here I can show you, like here you connect motor 1 and here you connect the motor 2, and this is 12 volt input, ground, and 5 volt for the microcontroller. We are using a Arduino Pro Mini here, and this motor driver board will go on top of this chassis. As you can see, we have secured here this driver board using this hex standoff to give it a little elevation so that these pins here do not touch the metal surface directly. Now regarding the microcontroller, we are using a Arduino Pro Mini. As you can see here, basically it's just a small setup, so you can use a really small chassis also, but actually I wanted to use a big battery so that my Bluetooth link is stable, so I'm using here a large chassis. But the core electronics part is really small, and it can fit the smallest chassis without any issues. And as you can see, this chassis has so large space area vacant, you can mount any kind of other development board, sensors, anything here. But regarding the core electronics part, it's really teeny tiny small. Just tied it using a cable tie, large cable tie, and basically this is a Pro Mini solder. So programming Pro Mini is really simple. You open up your Arduino IDE, select the correct COM port of your USB to TTL converter, connect the USB to TTL converter to the RX, TX and VCC and ground pins, and in the Arduino IDE select Arduino Pro Mini, just upload your program, and when it starts showing the file size of the compiled program, just press this reset button here, this red color, and the program will get uploaded automatically. It is really as simple as using any other Arduino. The only difference is you have to press this red push button. If you do not have this 6-pin USB to TTL with DTR pins for auto reset, then you can just manually push this reset button and the program will get uploaded. Actually I tried to solder this myself manually, and unfortunately I burned 2 Arduinos. So then I went to outside and get it soldered from some professionals, and after that when I tried with USB to TTL, it just uploaded the program in one go without any AVR dude failures or anything. So this is the core microcontroller, but basically instead of Arduino you can use any other microcontroller also if you want. But one of the good thing about this Pro Mini is that it's really small, and the other thing is this is our Bluetooth to TTL module, and it just fit directly on top of this. Basically you have to cut few pins, like here a key pin is there, It is really hard to focus with this camera, but there is a key pin here and there is a 3.3 volt pin here. So these two pins I didn't need it, so I just cut these pins using a trimmer, and after that it will just sit on top of this. So as you can see how really small this becomes. I want to keep this separate, so I used a female header here. So if you want, you can directly solder this pins directly to this Pro Mini, so it would become even more small, like this much smaller it will become. But I want to keep my Bluetooth and Arduino Pro Mini separate, so am using a female headers here, so I can pull it out the Bluetooth module anytime I want and can use it for other purposes also. So for programming this Pro Mini, I'm just using a simple USB to TTL. This is just 5 pins with no DTR control, so I'm manually resetting this Arduino Pro Mini. So if you can see, we have this Arduino Pro Mini above and the Bluetooth module below sitting on top of this motor driver, and this wires are for the battery connection. So I have used here these thimbles for batteries. And by the way, in the demo I would be putting a battery here itself for easy access removal and all those things. But basically you put the battery on the back side here and you fix it your battery using the battery clamps for permanent fixtures. And if you don't have a battery clamp, you can just use a large cable tie to hold the battery in place, so the battery actually goes downside, but here we will be using battery on the top itself, but that is not an issue. So this is the 12 volt and ground for battery, and this is the 5 volt for the Arduino Pro Mini, which is internally powering the Bluetooth module. So this was the reason I am using a large chassis, because I'm directly powering the Bluetooth from the Arduino Pro Mini itself, and it really requires a stable power connection for the Bluetooth connection to keep active. Otherwise you can do other things also, like powering the Bluetooth module separately from the 5 volt and keeping the Arduino separately, and using a large filter capacitor or something. You can do anything, like it really depends on your choice. For me, I like to keep things simple, so I'm just plugging my Bluetooth module directly in the Arduino Pro Mini and just powering the Arduino Pro Mini from the L298 motor driver. Now on the Android side, I have downloaded this app. So you can see this is for the forward and this is for the backward, and this is for left and this is for the right button. So by the way, I have camera in one hand, so it's really hard for me to show both the mobile buttons that I am pressing and the simultaneous action on the robotic kit, but you'll get the idea. So basically here is our settings button, and you go into connect and then you choose HC05, and once it's connected you just use this control buttons to move forward, backward, left, right or something. And I have just using this Android app, but on the Arduino side I am using my own program to actually control the direction and all those things, and control the speed and all those things. So I'm running at a very low speed. So as you can see, these are 60 rpm motors, but the battery and these are 12 volt motors, but the battery I am using here is just 6 volt, and which is also not fully charged. So maybe like 5.5 or around 5 volts it will give power. Also from the software side, I am trying to run it at a very slow speed so that it does not hit anything. So this is just for demo, but everything, like you can control all those things in the software, and from the using a 12 volt battery, you can run it at a really fast speed also. But the point here is just to give you a demo of how you can use this simple Bluetooth to TTL module Arduino Pro Mini and this motor driver board to control a robotic vehicle from your mobile phone. So I'll just connect this battery. As you can see, the battery is connected and this Bluetooth is blinking because it's not still connected. I just go into the settings, connect, and then choose the SC05, and you can see the blinking has been stopped. So now it is connected. You can see the green symbol here. So I'll just put this down, and as you can see I have not tied the battery. So anyway, I don't want to run it for a long time. I just want to remove this battery and put it on charge again. So we'll just see a quick demo. So the left and right may not be as fast, but you can see like the wheels would be turning opposite side. So you can see how easy it is to control your Bluetooth robotic platform. So once you have all the components ready, motors, L clamps, chassis, standoffs, motor driver, Arduino, Pro Mini soldered, and this Bluetooth to TTL, you can really assemble this whole kit in less than few hours. And by the way, this is a nice project. Even if you are a kid and don't understand too much about electronics and programming, this is really simple. You just connect 12 volt ground to the battery and 5 volt ground to the Arduino Pro Mini solder, and from the Arduino IDE you just open your program and upload the program, and on the Android just download the application. So even like small kids will love to play Bluetooth control toy car, something like that. And even if you are an engineering student or something, you can really enhance it more with some sensors and all those things, and you can do really much complex thing using this thing. But this is just the core part which will show you the control of the robotic platform using your mobile phone. So how much you want to extend it, core functionality, it's all depend on you. So as you can see, these are all the Arduino analog pins and all those. So you can connect your line following sensor grid here. So you connect the IR sensor array here, and you connect it using your Arduino Pro Mini, and remove the Bluetooth to TTL if you don't want. And then you can easily create a line following robot also, or you can put a ultrasonic module here, and you can have a auto obstacle detection robot. You can put a IR proximity sensor or anything. So it really depends on what kind of robot you want to make. So if you want, like, you can remove this Arduino and Bluetooth and can put a Raspberry Pi here and can control using a Raspberry Pi and a small Wi-Fi dongle here. So, and you can put a Logitech webcam or something, and then you have a like a surveillance robot kind of thing. So like you can make different projects depending on your requirement. But basically this is like a starter project. So even kids about 10 years old can make this project with the help of some guidance from elders. So this was a brief introduction into our mobile Bluetooth controlled robotic platform. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.